Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World and we're on Stash Buster 9. I think it's 9. I'll never get that right. I should write it on my sheet, but I forget. Anyway, I came across a blog by a lovely German lady. Don't think she's any longer with Stampin' Up, but this would have been years back. She did a written tutorial for this wee box whenever this lovely punch was about the scallop tag punch, and I got it, of course, and held on to it. And this is the type of box it makes. Now this is just, she did hers in centimetres, so I had to work it out for myself in inches. So this is the shape she made. It ties with the ribbon and should be flowers and stuff on it. I changed it to the measurements that I wanted, and I also made my inner thing close over, whereas these two come together. I sort of wanted one to overlap the other so that you wouldn't see what was in the box, like if you're cutting like a wee gift in their stocking filler or whatever. I didn't want it to split, you know. She tied something around here as well, which I thought was a bit overkill for me. For her, yes, it was gorgeous. The thing was lovely. Like. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this one in white. We're going to use, or I'm going to use Sparkling Snowflakes. It's another one from Stampin' Up. And I have, I did Azure Avenue, or Azure Afternoon for this one. I'm going to go with the Bubble Bath Pink for the next one. One for a boy, one for a girl. And they're really easy to make. Good wee table gifts or stocking fillers or money holders. You know, you could put your money in as well. I've added wee die cut snowflakes to this one. They're not from Stampin' Up. That one came from 2D Designs. But everything else was Stampin' Up, and this is just lightweight card, so it's not really any good to anybody. But I'm going to do it in the heavier card now, and it did come out really lovely in the nice coloured card, really good and heavy, you know. We're very dark here tonight for some reason. See if that helps. So anyway, you could put Tic Tacs in them and something else if you fancied. So let's do it. You need a piece of card 8 1/4 wide, which is our A4 sheet, by 6 inches long, and we're going to do a bit of scoring. So we'll score the long side first, and we're going to score it at 1 3/4. And then we're going to go, where am I? 2 1/2, 5 3/4, and 6 1/2. And that gives us that side, and then we'll swish it around, and we're going to go at 1 inch, 1 3/4. Where are we now? 3 3/4. And 4 1/2. And that is our base done and dusted. If you haven't got that particular punch, just use either like a rounded thing or a corner punch. If you have that best trio punch, you could use it, or just round your edges and punch a hole for your ribbon to go through. You don't have to have the punch for sure. So what I need to do, I'm going to mark this with a pencil just to show you what you're cutting off, and then I'll let you cut that and come back. So do it in pencil so you can reuse. This is good for stamping on, so don't waste it. So I'm putting a wee X in that one and hoping you can see it. That one comes out and that one comes out. So we're just keeping this wee velvet and the same down here. So it's the same the whole way around. All those corners are coming off, and I'll cut one for you while you're here, sure, and make sure that we're doing it right. This will show you. So we're making our flaps so they both fold in this way. So when you're cutting here, we're taking those 3 away. So you want to cut up that line there, and we're going to cut right through that one, but just bear in mind we're keeping it. So we've cut it up to here, just along here. Turn this way, cut this one up to here. Don't go right up to the top or you'll lose your flap. Stop there. Go into this one and cut it right up. And then you can cut this wee one out. And then just give those a nice wee clip in so that they don't disturb anything when you're folding them in to make your wee shape. And then just do that the whole way around. So each flap will be like this. When you're sitting flat like here, you'll want these flaps to fold in. So you're cutting both ways like that. Don't change your direction. Keep them all that way. So that you have 4 nice wee flaps that will sit up like so. And give you that nice wee shape. Okay, so I'll come straight back to you when I have mine cut. So now you're left for your nice wee shape, and as I said, I made one flap slightly bigger than the other just so that I wanted to overlap. You don't have to do that. You can keep it the same size as this and bring your measurements down to suit. So for these 4 corners here, we're going to just round them off just to make them nice and, you know, cute, neat. So just tuck your bits back out of the way if you have to. And I can see I've left a bit of too much stuff there I want to get rid of. And just pop that in. Same for these ones. And this one. So that just sort of rounds them off a wee bit nicer, and I really do need a new rounder. Right, so where are we now? We can put these into our machine now, our punch. If you have one, tuck your wee bits back in out of your way so that you can slide that in. And that's why we kept that wide, 2 inches, so it fits into this punch. And you can see it does give it a nice wee finish. So that sorts that bit out. So now we want to do our stamping. Before we do any creasing, we want to do stamping. So just get yourself a scrap piece of card and whatever colour you're going to use, and the size of the snowflake. There's quite a variety in that particular one, but if you have a different stamp pack entirely, just use it, or go with something entirely different. It doesn't have to be snowflakes. And I'm just going to randomly stamp. I'm going to start at the front here, and as you see, this one is a pink one with a slight tinge of blue, as I can see. Not very well cleaned, but it'll do the job. Sort of randomly choose where you're going to put these and try and get everything covered. If you've only got a wee slip there, just put a wee tiny bit onto it. Just make sure it's covered. Go into the center, and then we'll just give a wee nick at the end there. Same here. And I don't know if I'll get one in here or not. Maybe close. And with my white one there, I decided after I had it stuck together that I wanted to add some ink to the edges. I should have done it much earlier, but I didn't, so I kind of messed it up. So do any inking that you want before you make your box. If you have gaps, you can go in with a wee tiny one and fill it up. I kind of left a wee gap there, or you could shadow or whisper, isn't it? Can't remember the name of it. If you wanted to go in where there's gaps, but you didn't want to go in with the full thing, do that, and just do that. And it just gives a wee faded. You probably can hardly even see that. Bubble Bath is a very light coloured ink anyway. So I think that'll do me. Oh, wanted the full one down there. And a wee bit over there. Any gaps you see, just go in there and fill them up with off cut, you know, like you've run over your edge. I think that's going to have to do me. So get yourself a brush that you use for pink and just go around your edges if you want. If you don't, if you want to keep it clean and sharp, don't bother doing this bit, but I think it makes it nice and sort of sparkly. So I'm going to do all the edges first, and then when I get to certain parts, I'll fold it in so that I can add extra to the seams like that are inside here, because you won't get them from here. but this is a very quick way to colour in stuff. Add a bit of depth. Just swishing through this quick because I want to show you the other bit, and then you can carry on regardless. So we've kind of that done, but when we start to do our folds, you're going to be left with that edge that has nothing. So fold that in, dip again, and just add it to that. And do that on the same, even these ones. Fold it in, fold all those in. So do your burnishing now after you've done the outside, but if you want to add ink to the inside, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, just leave it white. And I'll come straight back when I've all that inked. It's a bit of a slow process. Right, I have one more wee bit to do, and I wanted to show you, if you are inking your edges, you folded that in, add your ink, and make sure and flip it over because of the no ink on this side, and you want to have it all inked up if you're going to do any of it. So that should be me all done, I hope. You know, you could, whoops, not that you're going to see it, but you could add a bit to the part in here, just to give that more definition there where the ribbon's going to thread through, but I don't think we're going to see it with the ribbon. So let's close this up. Oh. And start putting this together. So we're going to put a bit of glue on the 4 wee flaps folded in on the inside of your box. So you could use this for like sweets, table favours, maybe, as I said, the Tic Tacs, though they're not the perfect size for it. But you're bound to have nice wee flat chocolates or something. Or you'll think of something, I'm sure. It's a pretty wee box, even a wee bit of jewellery or something. If you make jewellery, it'd be a nice wee box for it. Craft fairs or whatever. Just make sure they're all nicely tucked in at the corners. Get these out of the way. So I'm going to put the Tic Tacs in there just to give me a stronger base. What have I got in there? A sticky note. Shouldn't be there. So pop those in out of the way. These fold last, so you put your shorter one down first, and then your other one, you can see, covers that nice flap, and then these two go down and your ribbon is threaded through. And I'm going to go with this matching ribbon. It all has to be used, doesn't it? So I'm just going to tie a nice wee bow. And just a nice wee bit of silver going through that ribbon, which I thought matched the silver snowflakes. I'm just doing a small bow, which is flipping awkward to do, isn't it? I'm sure there's an easier way. But my fat thumbs don't allow it. I'm going to give myself a wee bit more to work with. Oh, that was less. You could do a whole video on 10 bows, couldn't you? Right, let's do this. So slippy. Right, I did it. So bring that down to the size you really want it and just chop it off. So you could decorate that up now with the silver snowflakes, but I'm just going to add this in the meantime. You could add wee dots of silver if you had, when it's flat even, you could do that. But I'm only putting, I stamped this out, make the season sparkle, and I'm putting 2 small dimensionals, and they'll stick to this side. You don't want to stick it to both sides because obviously you have to open it, so make sure you don't stick it to both sides. So just leave yourself a wee space, sort of line that hump up if you're using this particular one, and that should give you enough space over there to hold. Oh, it's not very in the centre, Patricia, at all. I'll scoot it over a wee bit. That looks a bit better. So that's it. Freebie box, I think, like it could be good after Christmas too for just birthdays. So let me know what you think. You think I was running the marathon making these? Anyway, this is going to be my last one, I think, till after Christmas anyway. So I'll wish you all a very happy Christmas if you celebrate it, and take care over the holidays and be kind to yourself. Thanks for watching now. Bye.